In this lesson, we're going to explore a classic Excel pitfall, circular references, and learn how to troubleshoot using formula auditing tools and the F9 key. So sometimes when you open an Excel spreadsheet that's been shared with you, you get this error to pop up. And it says there are one or more circular references where a formula refers to its own cell, either directly or indirectly. And this might cause them to calculate incorrectly. Try removing or changing these references or moving the formulas to different cells. And so to kind of illustrate where we have a cell, a circular reference here, let me walk you through the setup. So we have a table here with sales data for each of our salespeople. We have a commission rate of 5% and a sales target of $425,000. And the commission should be paid only if a salesperson meets or exceeds that target. So when we look at this table, knowing that this error has popped up when we open it, a couple things should immediately jump out at you, right? So the first is that we have the sales, and this row here is for total, and that shows a 0. And then the fact that the commission rate, the commissions here are exceedingly large. We can go to the Formulas tab under the Formula Auditing group. And so let me open this up because my screen is compressed. So let me open it up. This is what it looks like for you if your if your worksheet is fully expanded. And so if we go, so I'm going to reduce it again just because of how I'm recording. But if I go to the error checking here and I say, show me what are the circular references, it's going to say C16 is a circular reference, which we kind of intuit that this was happening, right? And so when we double click on it, we see that the sum here is from C7, but it includes the cell itself. And we don't want to do that, right? We only want to sum all the way from C7 to C15. And so when we do that, this resolves the issue. And so if we come again to our Formulas tab under the error checking, this is now going to be grayed out. Okay, so that's one way. And so often it's because folks accidentally refer to the cell that they are in a calculation that they're going to do, that it's supposed to output the result to that same cell. Okay, so now let's talk about the other components or the other entries here in the formula auditing group. Okay, and so we have trace precedence. And so when I'm looking at this table, it is clear to me that something has gone terribly awry here. And if I say, hey, I want to see what are the precedents, okay, it immediately shows me that the calculation here is not actually using the commission rate. It's actually using the sales target and the sales amount. So if I say remove arrows, there's a couple things I can do. So if I come here and I select this portion of my formula and I press 9, it's going to show me that that calculation is giving me way more, right? Because it's using the sales target multiplied by the sales amount. And so in my version of Excel, I can press enter and nothing, the formula stays as it was before. But for the older versions of Excel, you actually have to press escape, because if you press enter, the hard-coded value is going to appear in the formula. So I'm going to press escape and go back to the formula. So it is clear to me that what has happened here is that they were supposed to lock the C3, but they forgot to do so. Okay, so I'm going to come here, press F4, press enter, and then autofill, and now this is going to resolve the issues that I have. Let me undo this and show you an alternative way to see what is happening in this calculation. And let me expand my spreadsheet again so that you can see it. So if I'm in this cell, in the formula auditing group, there's also this evaluate formula. This is only available for the PC. It's not available in the Mac. But if I click evaluate formula, I'm going to see here it says, okay, this is the if statement that is there. If I say evaluate, it's going to say C8, 427,000. Is it greater than or equal to C4, which when I say evaluate, it shows 425. And so now the line shows me where it's the next calculation it's going to do. When I evaluate, it says it's true. So they did clear the sales target threshold. And now we're going to say what is in CH, 427, and now we're multiplying it by C4, which we see here is not the 5%. And so when we evaluate, it says, yes, they cleared the threshold, but we made the wrong calculation. Okay, and that's the result. And so that's another way to see what the calculation, what is happening. And then we recognize that really they needed to have locked the C3. And so we are going to autofill here and correct the issue. And so it is important, okay, to have the ability to look at the formula auditing, because circular references can create confusing, hard to find errors. And so if you can use the formula auditing tools in F9, you can often break down complex logic and trace the sources of problems and fix them efficiently.